Hey guys, it's Carl Brown from GL365 Academy. Today we're going to finish our look at Run Like Hell by Pink Floyd. So we have those big kind of drop tuned chords there with some open strings, and we have a lot of kind of little guitar rhythm patterns with that delay going on over it. So we're going to check out both of them. So first, let's just look at the chords. So as soon as we left off the last lesson, we get to when these chords come in. And once again, I'm going to turn the delays off so you don't really have to deal with that while you're trying to learn the rhythm patterns. The first chord, since we're in drop D, so make sure you have the low E tuned down to D. You basically play the 3rd fret on both the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings. And you're going to have the G, B, and high E string open. Now take that to the 7th fret. And then just the open bottom 3 strings. Alright, so we have that before the vocals come in. Alright, so over that we have that little guitar rhythm pattern, and it stays pretty consistent throughout this part and the next part we're going to learn. So let's go ahead and check that out. For this chord, you want to memorize what each rhythm pattern is for each chord, and that's how you're going to get this down quickly. The first one is this. Alright, make sure the delays are still carrying that, so this obviously doesn't have a delay on it. So it's the 1st fret on the D string. These are all a little bit muted too. To 1, 3 on the D, and then you're going to hammer 1 to 3, and then pull off over to 3 on the A, back to 3 on that D string. So we have this. Let's repeat that. So it's done twice on that chord. So as you're playing this, 1, 2, 3, 4. So over that is. Alright, then when it moves to this chord, then it moves that pattern up there to the 5th fret. Alright, and then when it gets to the open D, we have the D one, which is a little bit more tricky. It sounds like this. Alright, so what's going on there? It's the same pattern. 3, 5 on the A string, and then you're going to hammer 3 to 5, then pull off. Alright, so we have this so far. Then you have the open A, then the 5th fret. So we have this. Okay? The second time, you're going to do that 4 times over this open D chord. The second time you play it, you're going to do this. Alright, now we ran into that little lick earlier in the first video. So it's just that 3, 5, then you hammer, then pull, and you're just going to hit the open A string. So instead of ending it by hitting that 5th fret, you're going to go, which is the same feel we did in the first lesson, pulling off 3 to 0 on the D, over to 3 on the A, back to 3 on the D. So we have this. Alright, so that's the second time through that lick. Then the 3rd and 4th are just like the first one. Alright, so that's all happening while that open D chord is ringing out. Okay? So now we have the next chord progression when the actual verse comes in, and those chords sound like this. Alright, so more of the same type of chord shapes, pretty easy stuff. We're going to start, just memorize these chord shapes, same chord shape we did earlier. At the second fret with still all those first, second, and third strings always going to be ringing open with them. Second fret, then the third, back to the second, then to the 10th fret, and then to the 9th, back to the second, and you're going to end it with a D. Now one of these times when he ends this part, he ends it with a full D major chord with the low, those 3 strings in it too. So you actually hear that he does that once at the end of that riff. All right, so just remember 2, 3, 2, 10, 9, 2, 0. All right, now we still have those same little rhythm figures going on underneath over those chords. So same patterns here. So over the one at the second fret, we're going to be doing this. Okay, so that's 0, 2 on the open D, then hammer those 2 notes, pull off, and then second fret on the A to second fret on the D. Do that twice. Now when it moves up to the 3rd fret, we do the exact same pattern that we did earlier when we played that chord at the 3rd fret. Okay, then it's back to the 2nd fret, and over that it's the same thing we just did. So each chord has their own little pattern. Then the 10th fret, we're going to simplify things a little bit here. You're just going to go 1, 3, 1, 3 on the A string. All right, so that's just boom, 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 boom. So twice there, and then when it gets down to the 9th fret, same pattern rhythm you just did, but just 0, 2 on the A. All right, then we're back to the 2nd fret version of the chord, back to the riff that we played over that. All right, so far we have 2nd fret with that lick done twice, then the 3rd, and this lick done twice. Back to the 2nd fret chord and lick. 10th fret. That's what's going on over that chord. Then over the 9th fret, same thing, just everything 1 fret lower. Back to the 2nd fret, and back to its lick. And then when it gets down to the D, we do the same thing that we did over the D earlier. Even with that little lick. Okay, so that's pretty much it. You just got to put all of those little patterns together. I'll play through them real quick just for that extended, the little guitar licks that are going over the chords. Here we go. Alright, so just try to put that together. You might need a guitar playing buddy to play either the chords or the little licks above it to make it sound like it. But make sure you check out the first video and get all that down and just rock out with it. Alright, I'll see you guys again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.